Good afternoon. It is Sunday, the 26th of October, and I'm Janet McElligott in Los Angeles, California. There have been quite a few... I told you I'm not good at this stuff. There have been quite a few developments in the battle for Al-Fasher. So the New York Times today reported that the RSF had taken the military installation in Al-Fasher. While that was true, at 6:11 LA time, the battle raged on again, and the signal corps and the medical compound building were retaken by the government forces. So all of the reports that the RSF is making headway, they made it for a minute and then it stopped. How do I know? Because I'm talking to the frontline troops. My information isn't sort of a week old. It is hours old. It is on top of things and by the minute. So the information that I'm giving to you is from the frontline troops in Al-Fasher. They had first gone to Nahud for the battle. I'm talking to the people who are in Kordofan as well and who have been basically defending El Obeid and defending the road to the capital. So what this tells us as well is that the propaganda apparatus for the terrorist group that is supported by the United Arab Emirates financially is alive and well. Not only is that terrorist organization alive and well, but they are staying at the Waldorf Astoria in Washington, D.C. as I speak. I was given photographs and videos of members of the terrorist group, the Rapid Support Forces, and those photographs identified one of the key players in the Dagalo family, who is named by the U.S. government as a bona fide terrorist. And he is walking around the streets of Washington, D.C. That is a problem. It's a problem for the United States and it's a problem for the world. And that man needs to be arrested, put in jail, and drawn and quartered for what he, his family, and the RSF has done to the country of Sudan, all in the name of the almighty dollar. The ounce of gold, the kilo of gold, and the metric ton that they have smuggled out, and the people that they have killed. They have displaced 40 million people, at least 5 to 6 million of them in Cairo alone. Yesterday, in the battle for Al-Fasher, there were women on the front line. And these women are civilians who haven't had food for over 500 days. The terrorist group supported by the United Arab Emirates, and who are fueled by Colombian mercenaries, Ethiopian mercenaries, South Sudanese mercenaries, because apparently the idiots who comprise the RSF are deserting, and they're deserting in huge numbers. Bodies were strewn all over of failed attempts by the Rapid Support Forces. Failed so badly that in Washington, D.C. on Saturday, the Sudanese foreign minister was told to meet with the RSF, and he refused. He also publicly humiliated Shitboy, who is the head of intelligence of the UAE, and said, "Your father was a great man, and Sheikh Zayed was a great man. But now his sons are overseeing one of the worst and most bloody organizations the world has ever seen." So I'm telling you, Washington, D.C., whether that's Kash Patel, whether that's Vice President Vance, whether that's President Trump himself, and definitely Marco Rubio, the Quad is dead. And when I say the Quad is dead, the Quad is dead. Dead on arrival for anything that you think you might want. Because the fact that this woman, who's a member of parliament, Shiham Hassan, fought wounded to support her family in Al-Fasher this evening. The fact that she was shot dead, the fact that members of parliament have taken up arms to defend their homes and are killed by a terrorist organization. And the United States allows the leaders of that terrorist organization, who we have identified as terrorists, allowed them in this country to stay at a hotel called the Waldorf Astoria on Pennsylvania Avenue, spitting distance from the White House. Somebody's paying their bills. Those hotel rooms don't go for less than $600 a night. Tell me who's paying those bills. It's not a militia. Who's paying the bills for terrorists to stay in the United States, and why are we permitting it? Thank you.